telling them anything that was going on. Hey, man, get that guy out of here. In fact, that's why, what's his name didn't come out to the yard. He was in the hole. Rod Diggs. Rod Diggs, when they transferred him over there, he told them not to let Rod Diggs out. And they transferred him to ADX.
That's crazy.
Straight up. He's the one who said that garbage. He wouldn't even know no shit, stuff like that. That's a lie. And anybody else that they paying now to put smut out there, because that's what's going on. A lot of people getting money to say anything that Jimmy wants them to say to cover up the real story.
Big salute to Gerald Prince Miller, because I'm not going to front. He has been applying serious pressure across these YouTube streets. That is why this situation needs a full breakdown, because things are getting messy fast. People will team up and try to push somebody out, especially when that person keeps dropping information back to back, challenging the accepted story and putting every disputed detail under a bright spotlight for everybody to see. When it comes to Gerald Prince Miller, I do not know him personally, and I have never spoken with him. Still, the story has to be covered fairly once you look at everything involving him. Jimmy Henchman and now Brian Glaze Gibbs. There are multiple claims, old tensions, and conflicting versions floating around. Certain people want the audience to accept their side without asking questions, even while documents and public statements appear to raise new concerns. So, who should viewers really believe? Let's get into it. Whether you are new here or have been rocking with the channel, hit that like button and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications too, so you never miss the next video when it drops. Things are getting wicked out here, so we have to jump straight into this one. First, let me make something clear. I do not know Gerald Prince Miller personally, and I have never spoken with him. I only know the public story tied to the Supreme Team and reports that he served 34 to 35 years in federal prison before returning home through early release. Whatever label people use, one thing is clear. He is not moving quietly now. Gerald is building a platform where respected street figures, especially those known for standing firm through situations, can share their stories and speak directly to the audience across these YouTube streets. And I have to keep it real because the whole situation is getting tricky. I have watched platforms pick up certain clips, claims, and talking points, then push them across the internet like they all came from one playbook. That made me wonder where this material started, because a lot of it seemed aimed directly at Gerald Prince Miller. The pressure appeared to rise after he discussed Jimmy Henchman and displayed documents he described as paperwork connected to proffer agreements. Once those pages hit the screen, the conversation changed fast, and now several people are pushing conflicting versions of what really happened. For anyone who does not know Jimmy Henchman, he once held influence in the hip-hop business and was considered one of the go-to figures behind the scenes. Today, he is serving life in federal prison after convictions tied to drug trafficking and the killing of 50 Cent associate Loy Mack. Rest in peace to Loy Mack. I am laying out that background first, so nobody gets lost once this story starts moving. Then Gerald Prince Miller brought documents to the screen, putting the situation in black and white and challenging Jimmy Henchman's image. Jimmy fired back with his own claim, saying Gerald Prince Miller was the reason men like Raw Diggs could not get released from the hole at Allenwood, and they were eventually sent to ADX based on his word. He also suggested Gerald controlled Allenwood, ran the New York car, and carried influence inside that federal prison. Those are serious claims, and they remain part of a disputed back and forth between both sides. Once those statements surfaced, several podcasters jumped into the conversation and started going hard at Gerald. I recently covered that angle, but this is exactly why I do not pick teams or build fake alliances in this space. I want to hear both sides, compare the documents, and let the audience decide what sounds solid. Pay close attention, because this is where the story gets even messier.
Anything that was going on. Hey, man, get that guy out of here. In fact, that's why, what's his name didn't come out to the yard. He was in the hole. Rod Diggs. Rod Diggs, when they transferred him over there, he told them not to let Rod Diggs out. And they transferred him to ADX.
That's crazy.
Jimmy Henchman made a heavy accusation claiming Gerald Prince Miller helped get Raw Diggs shipped out of Allenwood. That is the story being pushed, especially because Gerald allegedly held major influence there after spending around 18 years inside that federal prison. In street terms, people say he had the place locked down. But Gerald is now answering back and calling the whole claim a straight-up lie. According to him, this is all false information. Here is where it gets even more interesting.
He reached out to me because he heard some fake rumor that Jimmy Henchman put out there that I somehow kept him from getting on the yard, unsupported by any facts. Rod Diggs know better because he knew what happened in court, and His people know because they contacted me on the strength of Rod Diggs. I'm going to be talking to him soon. He gave me his love. He gave me his regards. You know.
Gerald says he is actually in contact with Rod Diggs.
Salute to Rod Diggs, Brooklyn's own, because his direct account could bring clarity to this situation. And let's keep this honest. Every name involved carries a serious history with decades of prison time and major convictions between them. These are not regular internet personalities arguing for clicks. These are men who live through high-stakes situations most people only hear about in documentaries. That is why I am not pretending to be above anyone involved. I am simply breaking down both sides fairly. Rod Diggs is currently being held at ADX, a prison widely known for restrictive conditions.
It's about Bo as well. And yo, he love us. I love him. We keep it real on this podcast. You hear something like that, don't believe the hype. And that's a fact. That being said, Bo, you know, because me and you was there together, right or wrong.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know, they got some clowns that we done checked in. You know, they got some clown running around.
What's checked in? What's that mean, Pete?
Checked in mean the dude couldn't stay on the compound no longer.
Hopefully, he eventually sees better days. But right now, this story is getting darker, messier, and far more complicated because the people involved are openly challenging each other's version of what happened. This story keeps getting nastier. I've been watching coverage across YouTube, and I noticed several claims being thrown at Gerald Prince Miller. Some people seemed bothered because I refused to repeat every accusation without seeing documents first. But that is how I move. I am not running with the story just because everybody else is pushing it. When it comes to Gerald and the Supreme Team history, I have to give credit where it is due. I do not know him personally, but he keeps bringing paperwork and putting his side in black and white. And while we are here, support his book because Gerald is not trying to water down his story for anybody. Every time he speaks, another detail hits the table and the conversation shifts again. Whether people agree with him or not, he is bringing material that deserves to be examined instead of instantly dismissed. Now, Brian Glaze Gibbs is stepping into this picture. Salute to him, because I have no issue with the man. He has openly discussed a serious street past and experiences most civilians would never want near their lives. That is why his name carries weight in this conversation. But it also means every claim has to be handled carefully, fairly, and with context. I've been watching the situation, and Brian Glaze Gibbs has been going at Gerald Prince Miller non-stop video after video. Now, I think I understand why. This is why I do not rush into stories without solid paperwork, Mr. Gibbs. And yes, I heard the Mr. Tigger line, but no, Mr. Gibbs. Let's keep it straight. Brian was involved in street activity, but court records show he cooperated when the pressure came down. That part cannot be ignored, regardless of how respected his past may be. Now, Gerald Prince Miller claims he exposed major details involving Jimmy Henchman, and the tension looks more organized by the day. It feels like several people are teaming up because Gerald keeps dropping documents that shake the room. His latest claim is that Jimmy Henchman, whom Gerald describes as an informant, was allegedly on the phone with Brian Glaze Gibbs and other creators discussing ways to damage Gerald's platform and push him out of the conversation. Those are explosive allegations, but until every recording and document is verified, they should be treated as claims, not proven facts. Still, the timing has everybody watching closely. So, this is allegedly Brian Glaze Gibbs on the phone with Jimmy Henchman and other YouTube creators, and the whole setup looks foul. According to Gerald Prince Miller, the conversation was about organizing some type of payback against him.
According to Gerald Prince Miller, the conversation was about organizing some type of payback against him.
Check this out. Henchman, give it to Brian Glaze Gibbs. Oh, okay. Good. Mr. Henchman. What's up? Yes. How you doing, my brother? Give it to Brian. Give it to Brian Glaze Gibbs. What's it? Yeah, no, 100%. 100%, brother. How you doing, man? I understand what you're trying to do, and that's respect. Even right now, for some of the people that I spoke to in regards to you, and certain things, like, you make sure, like you said, you're at the door. You're trying to get the hell out, so you don't need that unnecessary drama. So, no, absolutely. But whatever you got, whatever you got, and you want to use it, I'd be more than glad to use it for you. Yeah, You got a question, Brian? Because he got a bounce back. Hey, listen, I'm good.
But the biggest question is simple. How did a recording like this even surface? In these situations, tapes have a way of landing in the right hands. And once they hit the internet, everybody starts scrambling to control the story. I have watched around 10 to 15 channels push claims about Gerald, and many appeared after he released material involving Jimmy Henchman. That timing has people asking serious questions. Still, nobody should twist this into something more dangerous without proof. You sure? That's for okay. All right, my brother. All right, Brian. Jimmy Henchman was convicted in a murder-for-hire case involving Loy Mack, but that does not automatically prove any new plot against Gerald. Gerald also says Jimmy lied about the raw dig situation, so now two different versions are fighting for attention. Then Gerald sends a strong warning to everybody he believes is trying to tear him down. I have no personal stake in this, so I am looking at the documents, recordings, and what each person has admitted publicly. Is Gerald Prince Miller exposing something real, or are parts of this story being stretched for views? Brian Glaze Gibbs has openly acknowledged cooperating, saying, "I told that admission gives Gerald supporters more reason to question what is happening behind the scenes." And this is where Gerald Prince Miller turns the whole situation back on everybody coming for his name.
All right, my brother. All right, Brian.
Jimmy Henchman was convicted in a murder-for-hire case involving Lodi Mack, but that does not automatically prove any new plot against Gerald. Gerald also says Jimmy lied about the raw digs situation, so now two different versions are fighting for attention. Then Gerald sends a strong warning to everybody he believes is trying to tear him down. I have no personal stake in this, so I am looking at the documents, recordings, and what each person has admitted publicly. Is Gerald Prince Miller exposing something real, or are parts of this story being stretched for views? Brian Glaze Gibbs has openly acknowledged cooperating, saying, "I told." That admission gives Gerald's supporters more reason to question what is happening behind the scenes. And this is where Gerald Prince Miller turns the whole situation back on everybody coming for his name.
Never answer no rats and informers on anything, including the platform that support them. And on part 2 of this, you're going to see what I'm talking about. But right now, I'm going to keep this thing positive, right? By saying one thing only, though. Don't believe none of that stuff.
Nah, say that. Don't believe the hype shit.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, there you go. That's swing right there.
You got a group of people who met and spoke with Jimmy Henchman. And you will see it later because I got it. And including Glaze. Jimmy Henchman spoke with Glaze. A rat spoke with an informer to come together to try to make content to drown out the noise of what he really is. It ain't gonna work with my supporters and my followers. It might work with them other channels, but it won't work with this one.
He says the same people questioning his credibility are now caught on recorded calls allegedly discussing his platform, his paperwork, and how to slow down the momentum he has built. Gerald is basically asking one question. If the information is fake, why are so many people working overtime to answer it? That does not automatically prove every claim he makes, but it does make the timing look strange. Brian Glaze Gibbs has already admitted that he cooperated in his own case, while Jimmy Henchman continues pushing back against the documents Gerald presented. Now, ad creators jumping into the mix, repeated videos attacking one man, and private conversations reportedly becoming public. At that point, viewers are going to wonder whether this is honest criticism or a coordinated response. Gerald also makes it clear that he is not backing away from anybody. He says more paperwork, more recordings, and more names could be coming if people keep testing him. That is why the story keeps growing instead of dying down. Every response creates another question. Every denial brings another document. And every new voice seems to pull another hidden issue into the open. The pressure is rising and nobody involved looks ready to step away quietly. Now the spotlight shifts back to Brian Glaze Gibbs because people want to know exactly what was said on those calls and why Gerald Prince Miller kept coming up. Was Brian simply discussing the controversy, or was there really an effort to damage Gerald's name and platform? That difference matters. Internet talk can get exaggerated fast, but when private conversations, multiple creators, and serious accusations all collide, the audience is going to demand the full context. Gerald appears confident that the recordings support his side, and he is moving like somebody who believes he has more evidence waiting in the chamber. Still, every clip needs to be heard from beginning to end. A short section can sound wild by itself, while the complete conversation may tell a different story. That is why nobody should rush to label every person involved before the full material is reviewed. At the same time, Brian's past cooperation is now being used against him in this public battle. Gerald's supporters argue that his own admission, "I told," makes his attacks look hypocritical. Brian's side may argue that his past does not automatically make every current statement false. Both things can be true. His history deserves scrutiny, and Gerald's newest claims still need verification. But one thing is certain, the more these men speak, the deeper the situation gets. Let's not erase Brian Glazegibb's past because he has openly talked about the work he once put in. Jimmy Henchman also carried influence before Gerald Prince Miller brought documents to the public and accused him of cooperating. According to Gerald, those papers show that Jimmy talked and talked plenty. That is why this situation looks messy from every angle, with old reputations, prison history, private calls, and public accusations crashing into one another. Drop your opinion in the comments because this story may get even uglier from here. Still, I am not going to claim every negative report about Gerald is automatically fake. What I will say is that accusations need evidence. When channels repeat serious claims without documents, full recordings, or clear sources, viewers have every right to question where the talking points came from. From the outside, looking in, the wave of similar attacks can make it seem like somebody may be backing a campaign against him, but that remains speculation until real proof surfaces. I do not make the news. I break the news down. Gerald says he has the recording, and if the complete audio supports his claims, the people involved will have plenty to explain. Anybody who pushed false information should correct it instead of ducking responsibility. But the full tape still matters because context can change everything. Get active in the comments and tell me who brought the stronger evidence. Smash that like button. Subscribe to DripZ and turn on bell notifications so you know when the next breakdown drops. This situation is ugly, and the pressure is nowhere close to finished. Salute, Mr. Man. Give it to Brian Glaze. Oh, okay.
What's up? Yes. How you doing, my brother? Give it to Brian. Give it to Brian Glaze. Listen, yeah, no, 100%. 100%, brother. How you doing? I understand what you're trying to do, and that's respect. Even right now, for some of the people that I spoke to in regards to you, there's certain things, like, you make sure, like you said, you're at the door. You're trying to get the hell out, so you don't need that unnecessary drama. So. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever you got, whatever you got, and you want to use it, I'd be more than glad to use it for you. Yeah, I got a question, Brian? Because he got a bounce back. Hey, listen, I'm good. You sure? That's what's so positive. I'm good. Hey, I want you